Hmm. And yo, before we even get into this video, another thing about the gym, before we even get into this video, another thing about the gym is that it makes me feel good. I guess the word could be dopamine inducing, dopamine dopamine wise. Reason why I bring that up real quick is because I haven't been to the gym in about 4 days. And what I realized is that you want your life to be fun. You feel what I'm saying? But obviously you want your life to be fun. And what I mean by that is you want to make the most out of every, let's say, every couple hours of your day. You want it to feel a little fun. Shout out to whoever voted. What's good, Alon? Is it Alon? He said, "Hey, bro, shut up." Emily, what's good? How you? Where you from? Family means everything. What's good? Make sure y'all sub right away. Hit that like button. It's gonna be a good hour, 2 hours. If you're new to the channel, make yourself at home. Welcome 23 people. Make sure y'all all hit that like button. Make sure y'all all subscribe. First of all, subscribe first. 20 subscribers is what I should have right now. 23. All of y'all subscribe first and then hit that like button. Nah, it's good, Alon. What's good, Yesenia? Where you from? California. Okay, Emily. What part of Cali? I know that's a little bit intrusive, but I know it's a lot of different places in Cali, like LA, Los Angeles, or uh, that's really all I know. That's really all I know about Cali. Um, Yesenia, where you from? Yeah, LA. I know about LA. Oh, you like close? You saying you're close to LA? Listen, this video, I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. Make sure y'all subscribe and things like that. And I'm really for like this is like men's content for men, but we have women that are moderators, women that it's a lot of women that subscribe to my channel. Actually, as I continue to grow, it's gonna be I could tell it's gonna be definitely full of a lot of women eventually. But yeah, a lot of women they ride for me. You know what I'm saying? They come in here, they subscribe, they turn into moderators and they help me because a lot of my content is about dating and obviously it takes two to tangle. So, you know, I'll grow. I appreciate that. We definitely are trying. We're what? January, February, we're about to go into March. We've been grinding on this channel, man. So I thank God that one of my videos actually is doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I could have I could have did reaction videos today. I should have, but maybe I'll do one or two when I'm done with, we're gonna be live for like an hour. But for whoever's in here, I'm gonna be expressing some openers. And all openers are is, do y'all women, first of all, whoever's in here, do you know what an opener is? Do you know what an opener is? It's 9:42. We're gonna be live till like, appreciate the love, y'all. We're gonna be live for like an hour. In the county of LA, a bigger category. What's good, Destiny? Where you from? I like to know where all the females are from that come in here, how old y'all are, and if y'all got Snapchat or Instagram, y'all can add me on there as well. What's good, Esther? Esther? Isn't that a guy name? Your name is Esther? Is that a female name too? I'm a content creator. Okay, what type of content do you make? Make sure y'all subscribe right away. I want y'all, as soon as y'all come in here, subscribe. That's most important. Subscribe. I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. If you look at my channel, you can see that I make a lot of reaction videos. So that's stuff that women and men could comment on, could like, could hype my videos. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want hype this video, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of buttons on this app that y'all could press to get me right. I got a little bit of homework. What you mean? So you in high school or something? College? You have 23 subs? How old you is though? How old are y'all? All right. See y'all. See you. So I take it that a lot of y'all don't know what openers are because it's a pickup artist term, and a lot of women don't know what openers are, and that's okay. But an opener is Slayer. So you don't get girls, but you telling me my method is bad. You not a guru. How you know I don't get girls? Who told you I don't get girls? Is that like your like emotional assumption or something? Because I don't remember. I remember earlier your energy was different. Now your energy is different. So my energy's still the same. But uh, why you saying you still get them? What are you talking about? Can you speak like, I don't know how old you are. That's the problem. Maybe you should first. You said you was in college. That means you're way younger than me. So you could take your little feelings and unsubscribe or whatever you want to do. But I'm not an argumentative guy. I'm sorry. I don't got time for that shit, bro. What's good, bankroll? Let me see. I'm a female. I'm also a Bible name. I'm from Cali. Shout out to you. Like I tell y'all, females, I need to travel more. I don't know nothing. Like a lot of my favorite YouTubers live in LA, so I've only seen LA through a camera. You know what I'm saying? I've never visited. I've never, even when I played basketball, I never traveled out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we go with the footsteps, man. I hate the footsteps. Let me see. Um, bro, listen, you preaching like you a guru, but you don't get women. Who's in your brain telling you that though? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Who's telling you I don't get women? That's what I'm trying to ask you. Like one thing I hate is a bitch ass motherfucker who's assuming shit like a female. and I hate you're supposed to be a guy, right? Your energy was this way earlier today, not last week, not last month. Today, your energy was one way. Now your energy's feminine. Oh, you don't get girls. You don't even get girls. How, what what's the difference between earlier today and now? What changed? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I really don't give a fuck what you think. That's the funniest part. Like you could just click off the video. I don't give a fuck what you think. I ain't gonna lie to you at all. Because right now you being low vibrational like a woman. I don't fuck with that. I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. Like first thing first, we don't do no low vibrational hating ass bitch ass energy. That's number one. Number two, if you say I don't get no women, prove it. That's number two. And if you think you get women, prove it. That's number three. You coming to me for help. You damn sure ain't getting no bitches. Talking about you stop approaching women because you heard I stop approaching women. Fuck you talking about? You following behind me and then you got the nerve to turn around and say some wicked shit like that. If you don't get bitches, say I don't get bitches. Stop, y'all motherfuckers stop doing that bitch ass shit, man. If you know you don't get bitches and you know that for a fact, don't come over here trying to bring me down with you. I never told your bitch I don't get bitches. If I don't get no bitches, then I'm gonna let y'all know. Listen, I ain't got shit. Da 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 da. Da. This was going on. I don't put every girl that I talk to online. I don't really put none of them online. I haven't for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't feel the need to prove anything. That's another thing. I would even say that that's a real man trait. So, like, I would even say a lot of guys up here are so quick to show off a girl that, oh, I'm going on a date today or I'm doing this. Man, I don't got so much pussy off while being a YouTuber without putting it on camera that it ain't even funny. Coming in here questioning me. Man. I've been getting bitches before game, before I started studying or figuring game, whatever game is. I've been getting bitches. You better look in the mirror and question yourself. Try to question me. I've been getting bitches when Soldier Boy was the only nigga on YouTube. Come on, man. You in college, you a peewee. You a little boy. I'm 30, bro. I'm 10, probably 10 years older than you, 12 years older than you. You could be my son. You could be my nephew or some shit. Stop playing with me, bro. All right, Destiny. Why you put a period in between everything? Telling you, man, y'all some of y'all be like 20, 17 years old, man. You need to wipe your eyes good. Coming in here with that childish ass shit. Make sure you don't pee on the toilet seat and shit. Stop playing with me, bro. But we gonna have haters though. That's one thing about it. Um, what's up, everybody? Who in here? Who in here? Appetite to break every rule. Now, anyway, one thing about game is openers, and that's what we came here to talk about in this video. So, an opener is basically the beginning of a conversation. That's all opener means. It means me as a man, I'm choosing to open the conversation. That's literally my view of what an opener is. And after you open a conversation, there's a it's like a timeline, so to speak, between the moment that you open the conversation, and this is why losers can't tell me I don't got game. Also, because this is beautiful, right? You open up a conversation. Soon as you open up a conversation, it's a timeline, and in your mind, you understand because right off the rip, you know if a woman likes you because she's gonna stand still or she's gonna fucking do some other shit. All you got to do is pay attention. So I don't got time for fucking clowns because they're not paying attention. But paying attention is what allows you to see interest, disinterest, um, and a bunch of other stuff. Like if she's interested in you, if she's not interested in you, uh, whatever it is you could pick up from that initial interaction. Obviously, you don't know her ancestors, you don't know what tribe you don't know all of that type of shit. But as far as might she like me or not, you can pretty much sniff that out. And that's what I'm saying. Losers can't, but a guy like me who's been getting bitches on, I kind of can. I could kind of just open up a conversation. Like I don't open up conversations with chicks, bro, and they made it sexual. They made it sexual. Like I don't open up conversations with women and like excuse me, you caught my eye, blah blah. I did the regular approach, exchanged numbers, talked a little bit of shit to them, and then they made it ultra sexual to the point where I was like, damn, I'm definitely getting sexual with her tonight or whenever, you know. And see the thing that why losers can never tell me I don't get women is because I don't smash at least 4 or 5 women in my complexes. So a loser could never step to me and tell me that they're even at the table because they're not. They probably live in a neighborhood where they never touched any women at all. And that's why I refuse to argue. Cause it'd be me like it'd be dishonorable to myself. It'd be disrespectful. Because then it's gonna make everybody think I care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I can't care. It's not even that I don't care, I can't care. Because I would be lowering my value by even entertaining certain conversations. Like that'll make somebody think he really don't get women. And the whole time I'm answering to somebody who don't get women. And say even if I didn't get women, that just means it's 2 losers arguing back and forth. Like I noticed something about losers. They like arguing with other losers. So then what happens is it ends up being 2 losers arguing while everybody else is winning. Hold on. So listen, long story short, not every opener that you either come up with or come across is going to be worth using. That's rule number one. You might even have a thought in your head of a opener to use at the gym, at the bar, at the club, at these geo. No, I'm just. Well, I don't know what's in my uh the chart shit, but I know that I'm black, but there's probably some tribal shit there. You know what I'm saying? But all the opener is a topic. All the opener is a way to open up a conversation, a way to get the juices flowing. Well, not the juices flowing necessarily. I mean, it should do. If you're sexually attractive, you're gonna do that. But get the ball rolling. That's what I meant to say. You can get the ball rolling in many different ways, and my whole thesis is to be calm, cool, collected, no matter what that topic is. I mean, because it's energy over topics, if that makes sense. So but for me, I want both. I want high frequency, grounded, masculine energy, and I want topic to be edible and tasty, flavorful for her. I want her to say, this tastes good. This is a good topic. And only a guy with game would have asked me or said this. That's to me a great opener. If in her mind she thinks only a guy with game would have said this, or only a guy like, because women are not stupid. They know a smooth talker. They know a player too. They know everything too. So when you open up a conversation, you should be smirking. If that's the case, you should be smirking. You should have a little smirk to you, a little cockiness, and you should open up that conversation in a witty way, and it should be a witty question or a witty statement. But that opener should, in general, be, in my opinion, very. It should open up a portal in her mind of like, damn, I gotta respond to this. So it should be very thought provoking. It should be, and sometimes, or your openers could be reflex provoking, meaning like human beings have reflexes. So some shit just you reflex, you answer, or you say something back to. Just like in the pickup community, they got something called negs. So a lot of guys even neg guys. So there's a lot of hating ass niggas. Oh yeah, you don't get no bitches, blah blah blah. Because they want some attention. But what I'm trying to say is there's certain things that get attention and certain things that don't. And to know that is to know, to be a good judge of what should you open a conversation with, because um, a loser is going to say loser shit and a winner is going to say winner shit. That's my personal opinion. It doesn't mean you're sitting here bothering women. For you guys who are in school, you're sitting at the same lunch table. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. You can sit at the same lunch table or not. You could be seen as a bother or not. But me personally, I'm not trying to be seen as a bother. I got too much self-respect to be seen as a bother to a woman. Now, if a woman sees me as a bother, so be it. But I'm not trying to be seen as a bother. You understand? And that's why I put this up here. Do you have a style in dating? Do you have a style in dating? Because everybody has a different style. Yo, I don't know how to feel about my friends. Why not? I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all lock in. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be live for like an hour. Fuck your friends. How's your dating life? So how do y'all feel about this opener right here? So say I see a woman and I say, you look like you're very disciplined. You look like you're very disciplined. But I feel like there's at least one thing you have zero discipline with. How do you feel about that opener, y'all? You look very disciplined, but I feel like there's only one thing you're very undisciplined with. See, a lot of what we call game is just vision. A lot of guys don't have vision. And that's the problem. That's why guys lack game because they don't have vision. You got to see the vision with this shit. Shout out to Max B. You got to see the vision. You really got to see the vision because this is a canned opener. You look like you're very disciplined, but I feel like there's at least one thing you have zero discipline with. Now, I would call this a provoking opener. A provoking opener. This opener is meant to provoke, right? Like I was just saying a couple minutes ago, a reflex opener. Not every opener is going to get a response from a woman because a lot of guys are just not really even putting out that energy. So when I say that, she'll say something like what? When I say, I feel like there's at least one thing you have zero discipline with. Now, mind you, every opener should be geographically appropriate. Like, like there's some openers you could say any fucking where, and you should get a response. And I would even argue game is also not needing to be a certain place. And I'm gonna tell you why. Game is just because you know a woman's interest by how much attention she gives you. You know a woman's interest by how much attention she gives you. Not by the words, but by the adjacents. You know a woman's attraction by adjacents, not by um like a lot of guys try to get women on the pickup, like on the a lot of guys try to get women on the cold approach. Oh, like I was doing last year, excuse me, you caught my eye, blah blah blah. It's good because I smashed a couple women off of that, but it's not necessarily getting her to feel anything deep deep for me. And it doesn't take years or months for a woman to do that. It just takes some game. It takes some conversation skill. If a woman shares me, does that mean she cares less about me? No. No, it doesn't mean that she cares less about you. So when I say you look like you look like you're very disciplined, and this could be in a gym, you look like you're very disciplined. And this is called the controlled chaos opener. So think of any situation or scenario where you're around a woman where there's controlled chaos. It could be a gym, it could be it is anywhere where that's the possibility. It could be you could be at Target and there's an argument happening or some type of like you look like you're very disciplined. Dot dot dot. But I feel like there's at least one thing you have zero discipline with. She's gonna say like what? She's gonna say like what? She's gonna say like what? If you know women like I know women, she's gonna say like what? And then you say, I don't know yet. I'm gathering data. I don't know yet. I'm gathering data. A good opener has a hook and a punch, a left and a right. I don't know yet. I'm gathering data. This is strong masculine curiosity, not needy, not intense, just calibrated intrigue. Let's move on to number three. I literally have no idea what to do because I don't like hearing about people doing each other, and now they're actually planning on doing. Number three, the human nature angle. The human nature angle. Cleaner version. So look, here's this actually stems from my thought about reproduction, and like we're supposed to be reproducing. Why, I'll say this to a woman. Why do you think humans are so comfortable talking about food, but get awkward about desire? Why do you think humans are so comfortable talking about food, but get awkward about desire? This works best in coffee shops. This works best in Whole Foods. This works, or any grocery store. And this works better in smoothie bars. If she bites, you might say, uh, I think it's because appetite is easier to admit than attraction. Smooth, not preachy. So this is smooth, not preachy. So you'll say, I think it's because appetite is easier to admit than attraction. And remember, this is how I look at openers. It's just a segue. I look at an opener as a segue. I look at opener as a segue for a bigger play, a bigger dynamic, a bigger situation, a bigger, like, because where most guys go wrong with sex is they're trying to get it to happen. Like, think about that. Like, they're not thinking like, in order to start a fire, I need to get two pieces of wood. They're thinking like, I just want to start a fire. Like, no, like, you open the conversation, but you don't just open it with hello. Hello, 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 hello. Like you're singing a fucking song. Like this is a fucking cartoon or a fucking uh, you know, commercial. Like this shit is real life. So a lot of women like a lot of men, but they wait for men to come with some substance. Is that not what most women say they want? That's one thing they want, but they're not lying. But they're lying because if a guy that's really physically their type, he might get away with. So they're not really lying, but it's like, you know what's going on? They're not lying. They're just like us. Meaning we all want, we like, if a woman is a 6, but she's deep, I would take her. Not like that. But like if a woman is a 6, but she's deep, I would allow her to be my girlfriend. And I think the average guy would. And if a guy is a 4 or a 5 or a 6, and he's deep, a woman would take him and be his girlfriend. But where people go wrong that don't get bitches, they look from the outside. How'd that hideous nigga get that beautiful girl? And that's a symbol that you don't have any substance. Because that means you don't even know that guy. That you're already judging him. So you know better than a woman. And you're saying he's not cute without knowing that. But anyway, which is fucking crazy. But number 4, the gym specific opener. So I might say, be honest. Are you training for aesthetics or for revenge? Now, I probably wouldn't use that, to be honest, because that might offend a bit. You know what I'm saying? It might offend a bit who really got her heart fucking broke. But just for shits and giggles, let's keep going. Be honest. Are you training for aesthetics or for revenge. Now, again, this could be funny to certain women. You might, uh, they might laugh up a kidney or some shit. What's good? What's good? Number one, how you feeling today? So she might laugh up a kidney if you do that. So you deliver her with a grin. Be honest, are you training for aesthetics or for revenge? Little smirk, little gremlin smirk on your face. If she laughs, wait, hold on. It says deliver with a grin. It's playful. It assumes intensity. It screens for humor. So yeah, you see a woman grabbing a 30-pound dumbbell and she's or a 15. They don't grab no 30s. 15, whatever the case. And I see this all the time when I go to the gym. There'd be a pretty girl and it's always a pretty girl with some fucking dumbbells. That's one thing that's always gonna be there. It's always gonna be there. Dumbbells and they go for the legs and they go for the dumbbells. Sometimes they go for the abs. They switch up. Women switch up what they're doing in the gym. But anyway, it assumes intensity. It's playful, but it assumes intensity. So anytime you see a woman going hard in the gym, you could use this. My bad, y'all. You could use this. And you say, be honest, are you training for aesthetics or for revenge? And you're trying to get her to bust a rib. You're trying to her ribs. You want her ribs to fucking crack. But whatever response they give you, because remember, this is the beauty of openers is you don't know what she's going to do or say. And I think that's the most, to me, it's very exciting. I kind of fall in love with that. I'm vibing, bro. We talking about this game. So you deliver with a grin, you're being playful, and you're assuming intensity. It screens for humor also in the woman. Like I said, that's to me, that's my favorite type of game to run with. Funny, be funny. I think being funny is very funny. Very fucking funny. And when you know you're being funny, it's like tongue in cheek, like you're like laughing, like. And again, who don't want to see if a beautiful woman at the gym has a sense of humor? Only some fucking broken loser wouldn't want to see if a beautiful woman has a sense of humor. Because that shows you right there that you really just want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? You don't even care if she's funny. You don't care if she want to laugh. What's not real? You don't want to see if she want to laugh, bro. You just want to fuck. You don't want to see if she funny. You don't want to vet or screen a woman in the first 5 minutes. You see what I'm saying? I want to screen her in the first 5 fucking seconds before. This is the problem with today's men. They waste time. And time, while you're talking to one woman, taking her on a date, this guy already smashed 10 women and gonna get the woman you're taking on a date because by law of numbers, law of averages. Because women want other women's men. They don't want their man. I know that's a wicked way of putting it, but because like personality it is gang. Because like personality it is. What you mean? I'm giving you an opener in the gym. I don't know how many of y'all go to the gym, but I do, where you can see a woman lifting weights and you can open it up by saying, be honest. Are you training for aesthetics or for revenge with a grin on your face? And based on how she responds, is going to tell you something. A lot of women move in ways that are very secretive and they mask their honesty. They mask that's why I also like that other opener about Why do you think humans are so comfortable with food, comfortable about food, but they get awkward about desire? In the back of my mind, I know a lot of women, they mask their feelings. So a woman will look at you and want to sleep with you, but don't do it. They mask their feelings. They say he's cute, but I don't want him to know he's cute. It's not all about looks, but you got to let her have some laughs and giggles. And then I say, I think it's because appetite is easier to admit than attraction. When you open up a conversation with a woman and you're just talking, mystery calls it stacking. Stacking, you say stacking forward. I love that term because you're selfish and you can't really get a woman without being selfish. And I don't think a lot of guys think about that. They're like, well, I just want her to like me for me, and I just want her to come into my realm and just want me for no reason. But stacking forward means I'm saying something and I'm letting it sit, then I say something else. But I don't say something and then for 3 hours later say something else. What's the point of that? I say something, see how she responds, say something else, see how she responds, then maybe say something else. And all in all, and the reason why I do like pickup art is because they're not just trying to get that girl. They're trying to win over the group, implying that there's some type of group. If I go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's by myself, like say like last month I went to Trader Joe's and there was two Spanish girls and they were fucking grabbing potatoes and shit. But I noticed like they were kind of like low key kind of positioning themselves to walk past me and be around me frequent in that little time. And at the time, I really didn't know what to say. You feel me? I got an opener, but I really did. I was trying. I mean, I got an approach, but I was trying to kind of like stop doing my regular approach and kind of like think of something new to say. So I really didn't know what to say exactly. But long story short, a lot of women will put themselves in your pathway. You know what I'm saying? And they do that because that's what women do. And they could claim like, oh no, I'm not trying to say anything to you. I'm just literally just looking at these items or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times, let's say 50% of the time, they are just looking at their items. But is it possible that she's looking at her items and fucking seeing that there's somebody else right there that's pretty cute to her? Yeah, that happens. As I'm doing it with her, you know what I'm saying? But they want you to come talk to them. And that's where a lot of guys fail. They're like, I don't either. Like I said, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do, blah, 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 blah. But practicing openers in your mirror, in your car, recording yourself on your phone, all of these different practices allow you to be ready so you don't got to get ready. And I think that's what my whole message is in this video. Just I mean, a good opener, it works anywhere, but there's gonna be a lot of times where you want your open. Like I like to customize openers. I like to make them from scratch. Like like what's the difference between a mood and being under a spell? I think that's a fantastic opener because a woman's not gonna sense that you're trying to fuck her if you say that like at all. And in fact, it's a very enticing conversation. It's very enticing because anybody with a brain is thinking at that point, I don't know the difference, or um, they got something going to formulate in their head when you say that. So anyway, the gym, you see a woman lifting 15 pounds going hard. Be honest, are you training for aesthetics or for revenge? Smile, smirk. She laughs, you say, that's what I thought. Um, silent villain, you on a silent villain arc. Silent villain arc. That's funny to me, right? And pickup, they talk about being self-amused. It's funny to me. If everything that you use is funny to you, how can you lose? If everything from the time I meet this woman or these women is funny to me, how do I miss the goal? Because if these women are laughing, then it's already in the bag. You understand what I'm saying? It's already in the bag if these women is laughing. I'd argue the reason why 80% of guys aren't sleeping with these women is because they're not laughing. How many times do women say, how many times do women say, um, a guy could laugh me out my drawers? How many times do women say that? How many times? Endlessly. Endlessly. If you're anything like me, you're funny naturally, but you don't lean into it when talking to women. A few times in her life. A few times in her life, what? A few times in her life, she said that, right? Like a few times, probably like three or four. Who? But I'm saying that's how many times she said it, but that's not how many times a guy has done it. But I'm saying, like, yeah, she said it a couple times. And the fact that she's saying it at all is a sign. Face, what's good, brother? He said, greetings and salutations. Nah, real AI, real alien intelligence. No, for real, AI, alien intelligence, not artificial intelligence, alien intelligence. Salutations, my fellow cadet. But I'm telling you, I reacted to a video of a guy saying he can't talk about aliens to a woman he just met, and I'm like, why the fuck do you think you can't talk about aliens? You just don't have any fucking game. Stop that bullshit. I had a conversation with a chick in the first day, and still could have cracked. She came over to the crib, and we talked, and I told her I believe women are not like us men. I told her, I said, I believe that y'all are like aliens, that y'all have connections to other shit. And she was like blown away with that thought. And she was like, I could see in her face, she was like, I see what he talking about, and this nigga kind of smart. When they think you're attractive, how can you lose? Intimacy takes, aren't you still with your baby mother? Intim- what type of question is that? I never said that shit. Nah, this the same old chair, man. This chair been around for a minute. This chair been around since last year. Heavy last year. I had this chair for like 2 years, 3 years, maybe even longer. I don't even remember when I first got this motherfucker. But I only been living in this crib for about 7 years. So, and I moved for like a whole year and lived down south. So, but yeah, man. Intimacy takes time when the intelligence is different. What you mean? I'm just saying some openers for y'all today. I don't think you or Faisy heard the openers that I said. I had a couple openers. I don't want to reread them because people who watch this video flat out, they're gonna be like, damn, you got to go back and read. What does sensual really mean though? Isn't that just a feeling? Like that's a gateway feeling. We all have senses. And that's what I'm saying. If you make her laugh and giggle, then she's gonna wiggle and jiggle. And it's not that deep. Laughing is a gateway drug. It's a Laughing is what friends do. It's what strangers do. It's like, what's up, Sally? How you doing, Peter? Nothing, just getting the good old, I had to get my protein shake today, blah, 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 blah. And it's more about just being a good person. And so that's what I'm saying. I don't think that, I think women find you sexy when you're not trying hard. I think trying, not trying hard to me is being a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Having a regular conversation and not coming across as thirsty. That's my personal opinion. Like not coming across as thirsty, a joke every couple sentences, whatever the case may be. Um, and I mean, if you think a woman is really super sexy, Megan Good type, and you never want to see her again, shoot your fucking shot. Uh, Very forward and direct. But if you're a woman, and I believe everything is situational. If you see a woman in Target, you don't gotta go super direct or super indirect. You know what I'm saying? You could just have some. You could just say, "Excuse me." You know what I'm saying? But then you don't gotta take it directly to the phone number. You know what I'm saying? You go play with it a little bit. Say stimulate in a different way, or flirt or tease. And a woman will never run away from a tease because you're not writing it on the wall and I want to fuck you. So it's nowhere to run. Uh, and you're not catcalling. You're not being too raunchy, too dirty. You're just saying like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. You can get this with a tongue in cheek. You know what I'm saying. You're being funny. Um, it's a feeling from your kind emotions. What I'm trying to say is there's deeper feelings and there's surface feelings. There's public feelings, smiling, laughter, joy. These are feelings that strangers can have for no reason at all. Then there's deeper feelings that traverses from average laughter, a joke like, are you lifting that weight or is that weight lifting you right now? That's a laugh that can be happening between any human beings on the planet, right? So that's above the surface. But how do I take you from the sand into the ocean? Well, you know, like I said, sand being public, platonic jokes to the ocean where you get wet and you feel in drenched in those feelings. You understand? And you feel the waves of that ocean. That happens with time. That's what I think with time. And the time doesn't have to be 3 weeks. It just have to be like a span of time. It has to be a span. And it could be an hour. It could be 30 minutes. It could be 20 minutes, but it has to be a somewhat of some type of window. What's good, Brayley? I appreciate you. Where you from? And that's what I want to pronounce. I think a lot of guys don't think about time, and it's something that I'm not good with. Like I had to really learn my brain and learn how my brain works. I'm a very in the moment type of guy. I grew up that way, running outside with my friends. Okay, Missouri. I'm New York adjacent. I think Missouri is like what 2 hours away. I don't know. But make sure you subscribe, lock in. I'm a lifestyle and dating coach. Right now, we're talking about some vital information. You know what I'm saying? If you want, follow me on Instagram. First of all, do you have Instagram? Do you have Instagram and do therapy? Do you have Instagram? If not, do you have Snapchat? Appreciate you. Y'all both compliment my beanie right now. That's crazy. Nah, I don't think I'm near Missouri. I'm New York. I'm near New York. I'm New York adjacent. But yeah, and that's my point for you fellas out here. We waste time, and also when you have insecurities talking to women, what you tend to do is lose focus and you get led by the woman. You don't want to get led by the woman. That's one of the another reason why a lot of guys fail with attraction because they don't really they're not good leaders, and it's not really televised for men to be good leaders nowadays. It's actually seen looked down upon, in my opinion. So you got to actually cut off the noise, cut off the distractions, and then you got to focus on your craft. That's a lot of, it takes a lot of integrity to do such a thing. Brayley says, oh, shout out to Texas. I'm thinking about moving to Houston um, when I get to that point, when my money's good enough. Neither. I got YouTube, my number, because I stated myself too much hate for real. Nah, for real. Um, yeah. So let me see. Is your name Nameless King? What's good? He said, um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm weird for this, but I hate when my girl is around other guys, even my friends. Nah, you're not weird. You're just a loser. But those are two different things, but they feel the same. They feel the same. They're like we talked about senses earlier, feelings. They feel the same. They bring the same type of they. One thing about humans that humans don't realize is like certain feelings feel like other feelings, and they both lead down the same. Like we're not led by what we think. We're led by what we feel. I said it yesterday. Feelings are like leaders. Feelings know how to like. That's why like feelings are better leaders than anything because you'll be led without realizing that you're being led, but it's very subtle. Feelings always matter no matter how much you hate your partner's feelings. What you mean feelings always matter no matter how much you hate your partner's feelings? What does that mean? Yeah, you're a little jealous, but you're also a loser. But listen, I'm not here to knock you down. I'm telling you that you're good, bro. You're good. Just stop being soft. And then I guarantee she wears the pants. This is why I'm calling you a loser anyway. But guarantee she wears the pants. I'll put a 10K that I don't got on it right now. She wears the pants. Hold on, let me see. Um, let me see Briley Miller. Um, Briley Miller. There's a lot of women named Briley Miller for some reason. Let me see. See, white girls and black girls with that name. I don't even see you on YouTube. I do not see you, bruh. I don't think this is you right here. Is this you right here? I don't see you. This is the second time I try to type somebody in on YouTube and it just don't allow me to. Cause I see your profile picture right there, but I don't see you over here. You got on blue pants. Yeah, it gets spooky outside. I don't see you. Let me see. Dallas, a little jealous. Um, like if they're mad, you get upset, but you still have to be there for them no matter what, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, I think she was a seventh grader. I ain't gonna lie. Um, I don't understand what you mean, but I do kind of see what you mean to a degree, I guess. But I just think like sometimes people are incompatible, but I think that jealousy is a sign, you know what I'm saying, of something way worse. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but I could be wrong, bro. But my whole question to bro would be, if that really bothers you, why won't you say something? And if you did, or she picked up on that you are jealous, then she probably asked you, why are you jealous? These are your friends. And now she's making it something else. And you're like, damn, I don't feel like I'm going to win this way or that way. And so that's why I'm saying, like, what you going to do? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Hell no. You think I'm a seventh grader? 19. Nah, I don't think. That's why I was like thrown off. Like, but then again, it be some young bucks coming in this chat sometime and thinking they grown. So I don't know. But I don't know what's your. I typed in your name up there and it didn't really. You know what I'm saying? Is your name just Bradley Miller up there? I know, but I can't do it. I can't do it on this channel right now. That's why I'm like, I know you don't got Snapchat. I feel like every woman has a Snapchat. Another thing I think about game that a lot of guys go wrong, they make shit too personal. Game is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to feel impersonal. It's not supposed to feel personal. As soon as it feels personal, like, and when I said like a woman is supposed to want your attention. She's supposed to want to get to know you deeper and better. She's supposed to want, if she already does super fast, or she feels like she does, it's very unattractive in my opinion. Like if she feels like I just met him, I feel like I already know him. That could be like a red flag for them a lot of the time. But I feel like game makes them feel like I don't know him yet. I need to know him more, and it keeps them on the edge of their seat. So that's how I envision a good gamer, a guy who has good game. He's always never lost in conversation. He's always uh, focused on where he's at and where he want to bring things to. And to a woman, that's kind of like interesting. Like, oh, I get to follow a man and figure him out or not, but at least try to figure him out. I think that's the point of games, making them want to figure you out. Because there's no, in my life, no one's better than anybody. So a woman never is finding a quote unquote perfect guy anyway. Nobody's better than anybody. But it's the illusion of better, right? It's just like with women. Like if I date Tyra Banks for a month, I become no, it becomes regular. Like, oh yeah, I date Tyra Banks. I'm thankful for that, but she's just a female, bro. She's not special. And she might be special as a girlfriend or whatever, but I'm saying like she's just a fucking human being. And this big expectation that you're doing something crazy because it's Tyra Banks is crazy within itself. Nobody cares. Your family members, your cousins, they get used to it in a month. Nobody cares. But what keeps something fresh is always feeling like you're peeling back a new layer, but it's just like you feel fresh. It feels fresh. Like the sun. The sun, I never get tired of the sun. The sun feels fresh every time. That's what to me a genuine burning desire is like burning attraction is. It's like she's oh, I feel like I know him, but I don't know yet. I don't feel like I fully figured him out. But at the same time, there's obviously a feeling of transparency there and a feeling of groundedness there. So that's my mind frame when I'm talking about opening up a conversation with a woman. And like I said, guys say, "Oh, I can't talk about aliens. I can't talk about this to a beautiful woman." And I'm like, "That's the reason why you're not fucking." It literally is. And but the problem is that you're scared. That's what women are picking up on more than the topic itself. The guy who is like, "Well, I like to talk about aliens." You is worse. You know that you like to talk about this. And then you're like, well, I gotta kind of bend and talk about things you want to talk about. And there's nothing wrong with having a range of like, I like to talk about WWE. I like to talk about Kevin Durant. But when I'm around a woman, there should be some balance. Maybe I won't talk about Kevin Durant. Maybe I won't talk about Jeff Hardy. You know what I'm saying? But starting off in a topic that she might be interested in, and then traversing it over to where we both are interested isn't a bad plan. It isn't a bad conversational plan. So when you pick your topics of things to to um to use, it shouldn't be boring to you or to her. And there's things about women like her nails. Like I wouldn't bring up that shit, but a lot of guys might. Uh, I know Mystery paints his nails black, so he has a lot more range in that area. I know one of his openers were he said, "Hey, he's this is his opener for some women." He said, "Hey guys, quick, what did he say? Quick question. How do you feel about the black fingernail polish?" He did some shit like this. Uh and to me that was actually good because it don't feel like he's trying to hit on them. It don't feel like he trying to pick them up, and that fits his personality. As long as your opener fits your personality, you're doing something right. So you have to know your personality. You have to know your personality, and then you have to create from that. So a lot of guys need to do more journaling, more shadow work, more knowing who they are, and then create their openers from there, and then go out there and use those openers, because those openers will lead to more stimulating conversation, more deep conversation, more sexually charged interactions. And then that's how you actually, in my opinion, that's how you seduce women, because people try to seduce women from a position where you can't seduce them. She can't feel like a stranger, but she can't feel like she know you. She just has to be stimulated. That's it. That's the only requirement. Stimulated. And it's your job. Just like a plumber, just like a fucking electrician. It's your job to electrify her brain waves. You want her to remember your name. Who is Will? Oh, Will. When I think of Will, I think of this guy. This guy from this party. I'm about to drink a soda, y'all. I'm not going to hold you. I did not buy this soda. I did not buy this soda. This soda is hanging around. I don't got any food left. This might be a big mistake, but I'm thirsty. So yeah. I'm curious about a lot of different things. Like, what do they put in that soda? What do they put in protein shakes? I'm curious about all of that. But I'm not going to walk up to a bad bitch in the gym and ask um, about that necessarily. Me personally, I'm not. I think a better way of looking at game also is like, if I know this is the things I'm naturally curious about, how do I draw a line from these organic questions that I have about life? How do I, and this is just good, you journal, right? You journal, and you just, what the fuck is in that Diet Coke? What's good? What's good? How you feeling? You ask yourself, what the fuck is in that Diet Coke? Like, let me use ChatGPT to do this right now. It's 10:50. What you doing? What you on right now? It's uh, it's not really late, but using Diet Coke, I'm sitting here looking at the Coke, wondering what is in this Coke. How can I use that thought as an opener when I see a beautiful woman? And what's a place that we might be at where I might use that? All of these are thoughts that surround me building an opener, because I don't want some generic answer that I'm not going to use. I know if because think about, the average guy has weird questions. The average woman, when she's at home, she's probably thinking some crazy ass shit. How do you blend those worlds together? That's the question. That's the conversational. That's the conversational question. Because I don't think I'm boring. I don't think women are boring. I think that people are boring. And I think it takes a person who's curious about life to bring life to a situation. That's how I look at conversations. I don't know how y'all look at conversations. I'm not gonna lie. But let's look at what ChatGPT cooked up for us. And I don't want to talk about shit that you motherfucking lame ass dating coaches. Listen, it's some. I'm not gonna call them lame, but it's guys who say shit that I'd be like, oh my god, I don't want to say this. It's like, when's the last time you had a man that made you feel like stimulated? No, that's a good question actually. But like, it's guys who say shit that be stupid. It'd be like these. They be having a little bit of game to it, but it'd be weird. It'd be like, bruh, you don't really care about the shit you asking. You asking it because you trying to get some pussy. But you acting like you care so much, and that's kind of weird. Because it's like I know that that's fake, but she's gonna actually like she might like the attention and she might even answer those questions, but that's weird, bro. Like that's weird. And I don't feel like it's transparent. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy wanted to talk about aliens, bro. Talk about that, bro. Find you a woman that like to talk about aliens. That's the real test of game. If you can do that, not if you can change your subject matter to something that other guys talk about. Let me see. Diet Coke. This is observational, grounded, and not try hard. That fits your present moment awareness style way more than canned lines. Now let's turn Diet Coke curiosity into something smooth and calibrated. The core thought. You're looking at the can thinking, what's actually in this? What's actually in this? That's playful curiosity. Curiosity equals attractive energy. Instead of making it about the soda, make it about the shared observation. SA, shared observation, SA. Number one, grocery store, best natural spot. Scenario, she's in the drink aisle or holding a soda. Your opener, random question. Do you actually know what's in this stuff? Or are we all just trusting the label? You drink diet soda. Well, no, I got this out of my mom's fridge, so I just ran out of stuff today. So I just was like, I'm thirsty. I just literally just got hit with a random purge of thirst, like a random hit of thirst, like 10 minutes ago, right before you got in here. And this stuff don't never quench my thirst. That's what's so toxic about this shit. It just makes me it makes me think I lost the thirst for about 3 minutes and then I gotta take another sip. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But so you see a woman, she's in the soda aisle, you say, random question, do you actually know what's in this stuff? Or are we just trusting the label? Pause and smile slightly. If she laughs, you might say, because I'm staring at this like this can has 2 calories and 47 ingredients. Something's not adding up. Nah, it is some crazy ass. Where's the calories, bruh? It has 0 calories. It's just diet shit, 0 calories. So you see how it's just like my whole thing about game is you're just making for conversation. You're making for conversation. I think that's the main difference between a guy who's good with women and not. Because most women like to talk in general. Yeah, I try to stay away from some sodas. I try to stay away from all sodas, and it's not good for you. I just don't have anything else to drink. I drunk this with my meal. I just had a meal like an hour ago, and this is my protein shake. The rest I had like some of this left, and but I knew after I drunk this, I was gonna be thirsty again. I just got to go back to the store. Yeah, I just got to go back to the store. Because when I found out Coca Cola clean car battery, I was like, damn, yeah, no, it's some pretty sick shit going on out here. Um, and that's the thing. Like, you said you're in NYC, right? Or did you say something else? I think you might have just said you are somewhere else earlier. Hold on, let me see. I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't like about soda. I don't like soda at all. I like the taste is okay, but I don't. I just know it's unhealthy, and I try not to. Okay, you're in NC. Okay, okay, and you're in school right now. So you're what? You're on campus right now. But yeah, fellas, my whole thing is try to talk about shit you really care about. I think that's where a lot of y'all are not only failing but going straight to hell with the shit. Y'all are not even talking about things that you really have a natural intrigue about. When you do that, as well as um, bring it up in a way that's cool. Like I think the most important thing is to bring it up in a way that's cool. Then it's like, oh, this guy's attractive, but it's like, I mean, you never were not attractive. You just wasn't really being attractive. Well, yeah, I'm finna get my bachelor's in education. Okay, so you education. What is that? So you was trying to be a teacher? Is that what you're doing? I ain't gonna lie, you look like a teacher. You look like the type, a teacher type. That's interesting. And you're what? You're like you said you're 19 or 19, 20. How long do you gotta go before you become the teacher? Oh, you're 26. Okay, okay, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, you know, you ready. You know what I'm saying? You ready to really get in there and do that for real. What type do you get to pick what type of class or oh, so you've been in there already. So you okay, one more year. Is that this year or next year? Are you finishing this year or next year? Listen, my favorite class in school was science. Science was my favorite. This year I'm walking the stage in August. Oh, that's lit. Congratulations. That's lit. August. My birthday is August 18th. So that's lit. So yeah, you it's that time. It's that time. It's that time. Math. Now that I'm older, now math is cool. Math is cool. When I was younger, I just wasn't interested. But now that I'm older, let's just say math and science is very related. You know what I'm saying? It's very related. It's very relatable. You want to teach math? What's your favorite part of math? Yeah, it is. It really is. It's funny. You cannot have one without the other because you got to measure things and it's all numbers. So it is very highly interwoven. I think the only thing that separates the two is just perspective. Algebra and geometry, probably my favorite. I talk a lot about, and it's funny because like with what I do when I talk about game, I talk about I call it geo game, and geometry is like I look at geographical, um, geography. I mean, I look at geography as a part of game because you are who you hang with, you are what you eat, you are what you listen to, you are what you think, you are where you go, you are also where you don't go. You know what I'm saying? So I believe, you feel what I'm saying? So I believe proximity is a thing. So I do believe in anything geo, but I don't really know geometry that well. Maybe I know it intuitively, but I don't know it mathematically. Like I don't think I stuck around in school to figure that part out. I know fractions a little bit. I really don't, but I just remember that, and decimals and um, math, adding, subtracting, multiply, those things. But I never. I think where I drove off the deep end was where I just stopped caring. I just didn't care. And even with science, like I liked it, but I just didn't care. Damn, making me feel stupid right now. No, I listen with me. I first of all, I got kept back early, at least twice. People don't know the origin stories of me. Like I got kept back twice. I was in preschool, I think, with, or was it first grade? I don't remember. With my cousin, my girl cousin. Listen, I was with my girl cousin, and she's funny as hell. And we sat at the table together, and we could not stop laughing. I remember this shit. She's a girl, I'm a guy. We cousins. All we do when we at the crib, when we play the game, and she got a brother. It's my male cousin, but he's more serious, right? He's serious about everything. We'll do something stupid like and bust out laughing. Like so, for like an example of that would be this. She would we'll be play, me and my cousin would be playing football on the Xbox or whatever. She'll walk into the she'll walk in. Somebody will do something like she'll walk into the room and trip over the fucking cord and knock the cord out. The game cut off. And he'll have this attitude like he was gonna put his hands on her, but he wouldn't really put his hands on her, but he'll always be just grumpy. He just was a grumpy nigga. Now that we older, he's still kind of like that, but he's different. You know, you had to change your heart. You get older, you realize, that life is too real to be acting that way all the time. But at that time, he was young enough to where he really thought he was, he had to play sports, basketball, football, so he felt like he had to be that way. But me, I was neutral. I'm like the cousin where I'm like, like I wasn't quite yet into basketball and sports, but I was into wrestling and shit like that. Uh, but a lot of cartoons. I just thought life was funny, and so did she, obviously. So we thought everything was funny. So what happened is she tripped over the fucking plug in the wall, and we both look at him. He's looking like a fucking lost ass, mad ass nigga, and me and her look at each other and bust out. We can't stop laughing because it's just like we know his reaction. We know how he about to act, and it's like I think one time I walked in this room too and I tripped over the cord. Like I came in there to just get one thing, like a video game or some shit. Like, yo, where my game at? Oh, it's over there. I went to get the game. I tripped over the cord and got up and just left. Like, no, it'd be shit like that though. That'd be so funny. And I think her personality, she actually lives, I think, in Texas right now. But no, no, no. OKC, like, we all grown now, but she's still that way. And it's just funny to me. Like I told all my friends growing up how funny she was and shit. They all knew her already, but I had to let them know, like, bro, like she's funny, bro. And it's like insider jokes. That's what make it too funny because it's like, I don't know, not too many people that I grew up around in school and shit was that funny. Like she's really on another level. Like, and it's like I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it because she's a girl, so there's no reason why she that funny. Like to me as a guy, you know what I'm saying? Like I understand everybody's funny, like because I got other girl cousins. Like everybody has a sense of humor, but her shit is like her main thing. Like, and she does other shit. Like she run track and she do other shit. But as I got older, I only knew her that way. That's what I'm trying to say. Like everyone knew her in a bunch of other ways. Maybe they thought she was funny too. I don't know. But because I got kept back, she was always a grade above me. So as we got older, I'm older than her by like a month, like 2 or 3 months. But she was always a grade above me because, like I said, I really got kept back. And they let me know early, like this life shit is real. Like you just got kept back for laughing, overly laughing. And they didn't keep her back, you know what I'm saying? But we was both laughing. It's crazy. But I think I got kept back for a couple reasons though. I think also I was a little younger. I think I wasn't supposed to be starting school yet. Some stupid shit like that. I don't remember. But I got kept back again around like third grade. And it's funny because I was talking to a girl like yesterday that I haven't seen in years, and she was bringing that up as I was talking to her. She's like, "Oh, I remember you, the little yellow boy from third grade." And she was like, "Didn't you get kept back or something?" Like, bruh, I used to be pissing these white women teachers off. Like, you feel me? No bullshit. Cause my mindset was, if you saying something bullshit, I'm not listening. With no disrespect though, like I couldn't understand. Cause you a girl and you white and I just didn't understand. I don't know if it was the what it was, but something inside was like, I don't understand what she's talking about. Your brain got ate by worms. Now can you think with Willie? Yeah, I had a cousin, but Jay had bad experiences with my cousin. Listen, I got a bunch of, listen, they all different. Man, they all different, but I think video games gave us all a reason to congregate. You know, that was one common thing for sure. But one thing I can say, I don't think any of my cousins were really bad people. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't always around either. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell everybody, I spent a lot of time with just me, my mom, and my sister, and I had um, a stepfather at periods of time, and I had step brothers and stuff like that too. But I I spent a lot of time. Also, like I fortunately I know my dad, you know, enough to where he was around enough, not living with me, but around. And I just never really. One thing about me, I learned early a lot of lessons. You know what I'm saying about people and their behaviors. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a blessing because it's very easy to get trapped in certain things. So I feel like cousins is where you learn a lot of stuff, and then you when you make friends, then you on another level. You know what I'm saying? And girlfriends and shit like that, and then you learn everything from that position. In Eastern Orthodox Church, dating is set up by the congregation and clergy and is kept respectful and straightforward. But yeah, she was hilarious. That's all I want to say. My cousin is fucking hilarious. And some people just funny. I don't know. They just got it. That is funny, bro. To me, she's hilarious. It's about, to me, what it's about is like the shit they do and the shit they say and how frequently are they trying to be funny. And because, like you said, you can be too serious. Like it's like that's what I'm saying. Like her brother was serious, but she was always, she had a different energy. Like, oh, life is funny, life is a game, and I felt like that a little bit too. So it was just hilarious. Like we couldn't see why somebody would be taking life so serious at that age. We just couldn't see. I couldn't see why. Yeah, life too real to be mad all the time. You know what I'm saying? My greatest fear is buying a baby killer coffee. I'm gonna move to Russia, start trying to find a wife. Yeah, you was born in '95. That mean you're like 27. I mean, you were born in '98. You're like 27. So long story short, you see the girl, you ask her, uh, random question: do you actually know what's in this stuff, or are we all just trusting the label? Talking about the also famous Coca-Cola. She said she laughs. You say, because I'm staring at this, like this can be, this can has 2 calories and 47 ingredients. Something's not adding up. Why this works is because it's situational, it's non-needy, it invites opinion. It invites opinion. Women like giving opinions. I've noticed that. I've definitely noticed that about women. It doesn't objectify her. If she engages, you might say, okay, so are you a reads ingredients person or a vibes only shopper? Now you're in conversation without forcing attraction. A gas station is another place you might use this. It's a more spontaneous vibe. The opener, serious question. Do you think Diet Coke is actually diet or is this a government experiment? You know what? The more I allow ChatGPT to help me create these openers, it just sounds like an episode of South Park. That's why it's funny right now. Like South Park is actually funny. Like the older I get, I watch South Park and I watch Futurama and certain like shit. When I was a kid, I would watch cartoons like that and be like, this shit not that funny, bro. As I'm older, I'm like, this shit is fucking hilarious. Like Futurama had me laughing last night. I was watching that shit. So yeah. Serious question. Do you think Diet Coke is actually diet or is this a government experiment? Say it half serious. If she plays along, you look like someone who has strong. So I would say to her, you look like someone who has strong opinions about soda. I love that actually. That's so like like it's like non-attacking her. Like she doesn't feel attacked at all when you say that. She doesn't feel like you're trying to bag her, you're trying to pick her up. Like you look like someone who has strong opinions about soda. Like that's perfectly put. That line is subtle qualification. You're assuming personality depth. I like that perspective. Assuming personality depth. How many guys talk to women and they assume personality depth? That's another thing about a guy with game. he's just experienced. He act like he's been there a million times. He's basically expecting her to be a good person. Like Naima was just in here and talking about how she does not drink Coca Cola. I mean, sodas, diet sodas. That's a good thing. That's actually a great thing. That's a actually a plus characteristic trait in a woman. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um, Number three, gym vending area. I don't. I mean, I think in the gym that I go to, there's a vendor machine somewhere. So you might say this one hits perfectly. Your opener might be. You ever notice people will hit a brutal workout, then reward themselves with this? Hold up the can slightly, like I just did. Then you say, we're funny creatures. This works because it's observational. It lightly teases behavior, not her. It feels socially aware. Then transition with, what's your post workout weakness? Now she's invested. Number four, calf, study spot, more playful angle. The opener is, be honest. Be honest. Are we are we drinking this because we like it or because branding has brainwashed us? Then smile. If she smirks, you might say, you don't seem like someone easily brainwashed though. I love that, bro. I love that shit. Such a compliment. I don't like to compliment a woman's blue eyes. I don't like to compliment a woman's hair because that doesn't do anything for her soul. But a compliment that doesn't feel like intrusive or porn like or lust like is so fire. Like, be honest, are we all drinking this because we like it or because branding has brainwashed us? And then you smirk. And then if she smirks back, you just say, you don't seem like someone easily brainwashed though. That's a subtle compliment disguised as personality read. Why this works for you? Well, it says I overthink structure. And I agree, I do overthink structure. And calibration, I'm not good at calibration. I think it might be ADHD or some form of autism that I have not uh, uh, what's the word, discovered. Uh, Sometimes I'm outcome hungry. You know, when I talk to women, it could come across sometimes. I see some fine shit. Yeah, I mean, I think all of us have that propensity. You see something you want. Uh, and my style, I want everything to transition smoothly. I want to be able to segue into better or deeper conversation. And so these openers will segue. Openers that segue are the best type of openers. Not an opener that leaves you like a dancing monkey in the middle of the highway, but an opener that's already segueing you into something that's very natural. You know, I believe most human beings are not weird or creepy. They just haven't opened up the conversation the right way. I think if you open up a conversation the right way, a person like you set the foundation for your I want to say sex life, but I don't think that's the right word. Your verbal life, your mouthpiece life. You set the foundation by the questions you ask, the openers you use, set the foundation for how good you're going to be and carry out the game. It's not about how you finish or the mid game, it's about how you start. Because if you start good daily, like say for the rest of the year, I have good openers. It's going to be so easy to do the middle of that, like the mid game, and build comfort. Building comfort is the least of our concerns. Like it seems concerning, but it's the opener. How well are your openers, and how comfortable or at home do you feel with those openers? That's what I believe leads to comfort eventually. Because when like comfort to me is just moving a location with a woman. But if your openers are natural and they make you feel at home, there's a better chance that she's not gonna feel um it's a better chance that she's gonna come over or go with you somewhere or link up with you because she doesn't feel like you're creepy. Like me talking about this Coca-Cola doesn't run a woman away at all. It makes her feel familiarity, like it makes her feel like I'm a human. I could be a fucking alien underneath this skin. She would know because I'm talking about Coca-Cola. And she sees this as normal. I'm talking about something that for 27 years of her life she's been around. She's seen this means I'm not an alien. Subconsciously, that's what that says. He's not an alien. He's drinking Coca-Cola. Subconsciously, that's what I feel like they're like a person's human being's body says. Genuinely speaking, you know what I'm saying? And I don't. Uh, it's very crazy, but it's psychology. Now, if you go up to a random woman and talk about how sexy she is, how blue her eyes are, and this and that, she's like, okay, cool. Well, I've been getting guys all my life for those reasons, and I don't really want to fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's fair. That's fair. This kind of opener forces you to stay present, use environment, not pedestalize her, not perform. It's not about the soda, it's about shared curiosity, energy. I love that. Shared curiosity, energy. The deeper frame. When you open like this, the subtext is I'm comfortable enough to voice random thoughts. That's attractive. Not you're beautiful, please validate me. So I'm gonna save this real quick. Because even if I'm not drinking the soda, I can still use those lines. Because I call them Coke openers. I'll say custom. GLW custom. I always call it custom when it comes from a genuine experience. Like right now, like I said, I got this on my mom's refrigerator. I don't really want to drink it. So it naturally broke open the thought of like, yo, what's in this? You know what I'm saying? It was natural. So that's genuinely a topic that I would prioritize over talking about her titties, talking about her face, talking about her eyes, telling her she's beautiful or that I could never get her or all of that very, very fraudulent information. So I'll rather talk about something like that. And we could use aliens also. We could use anything as a opener. That's what I think is so funny to me. Like you can really anything is an opener. And anything is a judge of her character, and anything is a judge of how much interest she has in you. And that's why I think that people are doing game wrong because they're trying to actually get a stranger involved with them. Well, I don't want a stranger involved with me. In fact, have anyone ever noticed that the best punani comes from a friend or a woman that you spent some type of like that you have care for? Put it like that. Like I feel like that the best type of punani is coming from that, like in my life. And it's not really the punani itself. Maybe it is, but it's also like just like the familiarity and the like I guess the respect may be the right word, but just like the I don't know what word to put on that. I think it is respect or like some type of like bond, maybe. I'm gonna try to turn that into some openers because I know a lot of women would love to talk about that shit. Give me some for my idea that the best type of punani comes from somebody that you feel like you know, not some random stranger. Bro, I'm on a roll with this shit tonight. And I'm saving all these openers under customs. GLW custom. Bro, I've been there. Guys are, oh, you ain't get no bitches. You ain't got no bitches. Bro, even if I don't got no bitches, I've been there enough to actually know what it feels like and know what type of things make women stay around you and like you and things that make women and things that like first of all, any woman that thinks I'm cute usually is interested to a degree. And at that point it's on me to run her away. Or just for me to be um what's the word? Meek. If you're meek as a man, a woman won't like you as much as she would like you if you were bold as a man. So learning more ways to women judge boldness and meekness based on how can I say, explain it? How frequently and often you open up conversations with them. That's literally what they're judging your boldness radar off of. Your boldness meter. Like boldness versus meekness. Every time you let a whole day go by without responding or talking to them, they're like, oh, he must be nonchalant, meek, or not know how to talk to women. Even that possibility or that door being there is a fucking horrible thing. And the only way that door is not going to be there, I don't know why they keep showing me everything about Trump every time I open this fucking phone, man. That shit is depressing. They do that shit every fucking time I open this bitch ass phone, bro. Like, bro, he gonna do what Trump gonna do, what Trump gonna do. I do not want to hear about that shit all day. And it's very subtle with this phone because, like, it's up there every time the phone closes, and I gotta open the phone again, and then they show me something different or something. It might be the same shit twice, and then something different. Like, bro, this man is the president, bro. I do not want to hear about this man. Anyway, ChatGPT said, I see what you're getting at. You're not trying to be explicit. You're expressing a value-based frame. Intimacy is better when there's connection. Most women believe this exact thought. So this is an opener that should hit um, 8 out of 10 times. That it says that's actually a strong, grounded masculine position if delivered right. Let's turn that into calibrated attraction openers that fit your style. The core frame, instead of saying it raw like that, you communicate you're not thirsty, you value connection, you're selective, you move slow with intent. That hits way harder than sexual talk. Number one, calf, lounge, chill spots, social spot. Hmm. So the opener would be random question. Do you think chemistry is instant or does it build? Let her answer. Then you might say, I feel like most people rush it. The best connections happen when you actually know someone. Pause, let that land, then just introduce depth. Position yourself as intentional, separated yourself from random dudes. No explicit talk needed. Next, we got the gym. You say, you seem focused. I respect that. Then later in convo, you say, I think energy, I think energy is better when you build it over time instead of forcing it. This subtly communicates you're not hunting randomly, you value progression, you're patient. Women feel safer around that energy. Now they definitely do. Number three, playful version, more direct but smooth. At a bar, social event, house party, you say, I don't. You might say, I don't do random connections. She says, what do you mean? You say, I like knowing someone's mind first. Makes everything better. Say it calmly, no smirk, no creepy tone. That lands mature, not sexually. Not sexual. Number four, tease frame, events. If she's flirting heavy, you might say, see, this is why I don't rush things. She says, rush what? You say energy. That builds up. And you say energy. The build up is the best part. That creates tension without explicit language. Why this is powerful, if you have outcome hunger, you want depth and not just surface wins. And if you're trying to move from reactive to intentional, I love that. You're trying to move from reactive to intentional because in so many like places like the grocery store, the gym, think about that natural disposition. You're usually not like women react to a man's intentions. Like there's women I don't met in the grocery store that I'm talking to, and I could tell that they're in submission, not because they're scared, not because none of they're reacting to the fact that oh look at there's a guy that's talking in a way that's seductive. He's flirting with me right now. Her brain is in uh reactive mode, like this guy is either going to get it or he's not, but I'm going to sit here and see if he got enough game to get it type shit. And that doesn't mean you're going to get it, obviously. But what it does mean is you're in a powerful position as the hunter and she's being feminine and letting you run your game and seeing if that shit going to hit. And what I'm trying to say is they're reacting to your intentionality and overreacting to your actual game sometimes. But they're still smart enough. They could listen. They're gonna listen. I'm gonna respond to what he's saying. But here's the disposition. If you're really physically on the prowl, how can you make her chase you? You have to be light as a feather. Because if you come off too heavy, this is my personal opinion. Like a man's greatest like fail in game or flaw is gonna be finding balance. Because you don't want to be too heavy handed and you don't want to be too light. You want to be like this fucking in this space that is like well balanced. It's perfect. That's the hardest part of the game in my opinion is being perfect, being balanced. The average guy's gonna either come off too strong and too thirsty with very little game, or it's gonna come off too like a feather, like I said, like it's gonna be like nonchalant. It is what it is. I don't really care. And she's gonna be like, oh well, damn. I guess I'll fuck this other guy who acts like he wants it. So that middle balance is what guys are not good at. And again, it goes back to the word intentionality. Intent. A lot of pickup artists use that word. It's intent. Setting the intent, making um, the intent. Now let's look at that word real quick. So with everything we said above, aren't we missing intent? Question mark. Sharp question. Yes. If you only talk about connection and energy, you can accidentally drift into philo- friendly phil- philosoph. My bad, y'all. Friendly philosopher mode. Intent is what separates. Intent is what separates deep conversation from romantic sexual tension. So what we want to do, whether we're talking about Coca-Cola, whether we're talking about aliens, whether we're talking about the weight, the gym, the are you lifting that weight or is that weight lifting you right now? What we start with the topic. We turn topic into intent. This is why most guys never start flirting because they don't turn topic into an intent. So let's tighten this up. First, what is intent really? Intent is not sexual words. Intent is eye contact that lingers half a second longer. Slight smile when you say something charged. The slight smile is tricky. It's hard to remember when you're like me. I don't really usually. Sometimes I think I'm talking and I'm not smiling at all. Sometimes I think I'm smiling naturally, but I go unconscious with that with my face muscles. I don't know why. Uh, Slower tonality. Also, I struggle in that area. Like even right now, I could be talking way slower, a half a second slower, but I have to consciously slow myself down. A light challenge. For, Forward facing body position. So body language definitely matters. I like to creep in that area. I like to creep into a dominant position of body language. I don't like to start off two shoulders facing her, but we make it happen during mid conversation. Um, it's subtext. Most guys think intent equals explicit. High level game equals implied. So you're implying it. And this is true. I've seen over the course of my life great flirters flirt with their in subtext. Like it's like they're saying it without saying it. And that's to me the best form of flirtation because it's like she's feeling it, and it's not even being said. And people are more likely to act on something that you're not telling them to do. Let's add intent to the connection frame. So the neutral version is I think connection matters. But the intent version, slower, hold eye contact. I don't really rush chemistry. I like when it builds. Then you pause. Then you say, you seem like you understand that. That line personalizes it. Now it's about her and you. The gym version, you say, I don't really talk to random people in here. She says, oh, really? You say, you slightly smile and you say, yeah, only the ones that catch my attention. You're now intent. Now your intent is crystal, not vulgar, not thirsty, but clear. The calf, you say, instant chemistry is overrated. She says, why? You say, because when it builds slowly, it's way more dangerous. That word dangerous adds charge. Also, I want to say that real quick. It's certain words that bring natural sex into the picture, like the word dangerous. Here's where most guys mess up. They either stay intellectual with no spark, or they go sexual too fast with no calibration. I mean, yeah, going sexual too fast is no calibration. The sweet spot is grounded statement plus personal direction plus eye contact. Grounded statement plus personal direction. Most guys fail with the personal direction. They might have a grounded statement, maybe, but they will never take it to the personal direction. The real missing piece, a lot of guys have a fear of showing intent too clearly. Intent requires comfort with tension. I was going to say, if you get a woman comfortable, it kind of is game over. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that hard. You just have to do more maintenance on not being weird and leave and letting it, realizing when you're already winning. You don't need to say, I want you. You just need to communicate, I'm choosing you calmly. Uh, Watch this. What about the Coca Cola version? What about the Coca Cola version? I want to go back to that one real quick. Yeah, Coca Cola observational opener, but with clear intent layered in. Um, so it's not just what's in this drink. What's in this drink? It becomes I choose you to share this random moment with. It becomes I choose you to share this random moment with. That's the difference. Even when I'm in the gym, that's kind of like the energy I'm in. Like, I choose you to share this with right now. That's sexy to women. I choose you to share this with right now. You feel special. And it's what Coach Kyle calls an observational statement. I call it thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud. Uh, Grocery store version. You might say, okay, serious question. Do you actually know what's in this? Or are we all just trusting vibes? She answers, you slightly smile in slower tone. You say, I had to ask you, you look like you'd have an opinion. That line adds intent. You're not polling the aisles. You choose her. You chose her. Let's go gym vending machine now. You might say, you ever notice people destroy a workout, then reward themselves with this? She reacts. Then you say, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I had to see what your logic was. And now it's playful accountability. You're engaging her specifically. If she's receptive, you might say, you don't seem like the random decision type. That subtly frames her as selective. And again, to me, that's just a fancy compliment. You know what I'm saying? It's an outside the box compliment. I love those. I hate simple, stupid compliments. That subtly frames her as selective and you as selective too. Um, calf version, smooth and charged. So you might say, be honest, are we drinking this because we like it or because branding won? She laughs. Also, I laugh because that's fucking funny. Uh, and you say, see, this is why I like talking to you. You think that's intent, that's direction, that's selection. The key adjustment without intent, you're just commenting on soda. With intent, you're involving her in a shared micro experience. If if you want a slightly bolder spike, after some back and forth, you might say, I don't usually start conversations over soda, but I'm glad I did. That line communicates I approached you intentionally. I'm comfortable admitting it. I'm not outcome hungry. Yeah, only a nigga with some game gonna say some shit like that. I ain't gonna lie. The real principle intent equals direction plus ownership. Instead of instead of interesting conversation, you subtly imply I chose you for this conversation. That's attractive. Now, let me see. Yeah, that's what I believe, man. If you don't add any intent on top of like, you could start the car, you could get the car running as far as an opener. Uh, you find a topic that you really believe in and talk about it. But if you don't add any intent, then that woman is not really seeing the. If you don't add any intent, then that woman is not really seeing the purpose. She's not really seeing the purpose. Says if there is zero intent, she'll often follow you under friendly guy, random social guy, harmless conversationalist. Attraction requires polarity. Polarity requires some form of directional energy. But here's the key: intent doesn't have to be verbal, it just has to be felt. Let's use your Coca Cola opener as and show how intent can exist without changing the words. Same words, different energy. Random question: do you actually know what's in this? Neutral version, quick tone, looks at the can, body angled away, feels harmless. Intent version, hold eye contact when you ask, slightly smirk, body squared towards her, slower delivery. Same sentence, different impact. Now she feels he didn't just ask anyone, he asked me. That's intent. So yeah, a lot of issues with what we call game definitely is intent focus. And when I think about James Bond, when I watch a clip of James Bond, that's probably his biggest trait is his intent. When he talked to women, his intent is dead right. He's given a certain intentionality behind the shit that he say. You know what I'm saying? He not just saying that shit. He's seducing or he's giving off a certain energy and a certain direction. And I would argue I'm actually okay at that. I just need to refine it a little bit, but I'm actually like that. I kind of been like that even in high school. Um, I knew other guys that had game that was very sharp at flirting, and they would give off intent when they'll talk to women. They'll give off intent, like they had ways of talking. So that's something that I'm not too unfamiliar with, but it takes a little bit of practice to come across that way. Very flirtatious, and the word intent and flirtatious is kind of like two peas in a pod. If you're flirtatious, then they'll feel your intentions. If you have intentions, then they can feel like, oh, you're flirting with me. Like, no, I'm not. I'm not even trying to flirt with you, but it's the way you're coming across that's actually flirtatious. So those things definitely matter. But for me personally, I think when you're first opening up a conversation, I don't care if you have all of the body language, tonality, and intention, right? It I think it all matters. You know what I'm saying? I think it all matters because it's all conveyed, it's all felt. Like I said, you could be talking about a toothpaste, like, whatever, but if your intent is right, then she's gonna feel it. And if you're talking about orgasms, but you're saying it in a way where it's not really intentional, then it could also be um, depend. Now it's dependent on how sexy you are physically, and I don't want to depend on that too much. I want to depend on my ability over my looks. That's what game is to me. Ability over looks. That's actually a dope title. Ability over looks. But if you're watching this video to this point, God bless you. Like this video, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Game Like Well. I'm gonna see you on the next video. I am out this bitch. I'm out.